Welcome to story time. It's been a while since we did one of these, but basically you will send in your stories via my email in the description below, appropriately, within reason, PG to an extent, replacing names with various Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Do not dox people, etc. But I've got some here today to read out, and a couple of good ones that I'll be reading for you today. Hi, Farfa. Here's a story for you about a Tuesday evening locals during summer 2017. So I go to my locals as usual, and I'm on a revenge mission because last week I lost to Chainburn while playing a terrible Blue Eyes deck. So this week I had borrowed my friend's Zoo deck and I was maining triple Denko Seka. Maining Denko and Zoo, huh? Denko and Zoo. I refuse to lose to Chainburn again. Let's call him Ukazi. We both win. So him and his arch nemesis Chainburn player, Ukazi, they've both won round 2. And round 3, we are paired up against each other. I lose the dice roll, and Ukazi is talking big trash to me. He must have thought that I was still playing Blue Eyes because he chose to go first, smirks like an anime protagonist, and sets 5 cards. I draw for turn, and he flips Dragon Capture Jar in 2017. Of course, I'm playing Zoo and not Blue Eyes this week. So I activate Barrage and do full Zoo combo. I OTK him that turn, and we go into the side deck. Going into game 2 versus Chainburn player. He chose to go first. He set 4 cards, resolving duality for like Chain Strike or something. Sets 5, sorry. And on my turn, he flips up Secret Barrel. Secret Barrel resolves and I take some damage. On the resolution, I summon DDD Leonidas. Normal summon Denko Seka and then activate Barrage. He starts yelling at me, throwing his cards around and dumps his mat and walks straight out the store. I have never seen a rage quit at locals, so I was shook. Anyway, that's my story. I have more if you ever do them again. Thanks for making the great content, and thanks for the trad tournament. Around 3 or 4 years ago, I was playing BA at locals. The distribution of the prize support at my locals was so bad that the only way you actually broke even or even went plus was if you got very specifically first place. Nice prize support. In round 3 or 4, I played against one dude who had some kind of terrible 2006 deck control thing with random cards like United We Stand, Karibo, no actual real synergy.
So trash.
Then again, I did lose the first game because he unexpectedly OTK'd me with a United We Stand. Who's laughing now, huh? Then we got to game 2, and the clock was ticking down for time on the round. I was ready to OTK him with a bunch of monsters, and then as I went into the battle phase, I declare my attack, and I go for game. My opponent reveals Lava Golem and said effect. At first, I believed he was joking, and I said, haha, sure. So, game 3, but he meant it seriously. And then he said, where does it state that I cannot summon it in the battle phase? I told him that it doesn't have to say on the card, it's just the game mechanics. You can't normal summon on my turn. He didn't believe me, and he wanted the opinions from other players and locals, where players who had already topped high-tier events started to read his Lava Golem, which got me really angry because it was totally clearly bullshit. It took around 10 minutes until finally a judge convinced him otherwise. And then time was called, and it resulted in a draw, and I got nothing. In the end, he says, well, it's better than losing, right? That's one story from me, and free content for you. Thanks, Demi. Effect? Effect? Nice locals, bro. So there's a guy at my locals who used to only play synchro decks. Now he only plays mine, so that should probably tell you something. He has the nickname Quasar in real life, so this will work for his name here. Now Quasar goes first and he builds a huge board. Big synchros, OTKs and negates, but it's turn 1, so he just sets up and passes. His opponent draws for turn, and then sets a monster and passes. It's now Quasar's turn after setting up that big board versus a set card. He draws for turn, and he gets mind control. That's great. He can steal the monster, take it, and swing for game. Easy peasy, right? Quasar takes the set monster, and he looks at it and realizes it's Fossil Dyna. Wow, dodged the bullet, huh? That would have been really bad to run into. Quasar proceeded with his main phase, and he decided to flip the Fossil Dyna. Quasar destroys his entire board and passes, inevitably losing the game. I guess I understand why he went on to play Mystic Mine as his main deck. Is Dyna mandatory? Fossil Dyna. But why? I mean, he probably thought that he could like... Oh, it is mandatory. Yep. He probably thought, might as well flip it and do some damage. He didn't realize he was going to blow up his own board. So here's a fun story. In December 2018, my ex wanted to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So me and my homies decided to teach her, but I made sure that I was the main guy to teach her because I wanted some of the pee. Weird champ. I wanted the pee. Apparently, we found out that she actually liked the Galaxy Mech Knight player in our group, and they even ended up becoming a couple. Ever since then, we've banned any use of Galaxy and Mech Knight cards. 18 months later, they broke up and he's playing Crusadia at the moment of writing. I later asked her randomly why she was even dating him, and she said his deck was funny. Why are Yu-Gi-Oh players so weird? So I was walking into locals one Saturday and everything was pretty normal. We played a couple of rounds and we were just chatting and trading, the usual. During the middle of the third round, this kid sitting next to me, LP, tried to summon a fake Boral Sword. His opponent saw it was fake pretty quickly and said to him, and I saw it as well, and it looked like it had been photocopied or something. The poor kid's face turned white and he looked really upset. We asked him who he got it from and how much he paid for it, and it turns out he paid 20 euros for it and the guy had already left. For context, this was a bit after the release of the Megatins. The guy who sold him the fake Boral Sword was a regular at our locals and was easily identified. As it turns out, Boral Sword had been selling loads of fake expensive cards in our area, and he was making a good bit of money from it. So what we all did was, we posted memes about him for 2 days in our local Facebook group until our TO said to stop. Another guy from my locals gave the kid 20 euros because it didn't seem like Boral Sword would be coming back anytime soon. A local vendor ended up sending LP a real Boral Sword in the past after hearing about the situation. And we haven't heard or seen Boral Sword since. This was my favorite story. Yo, I got banned from events, and here's how it went down. I did nothing wrong, man. I did nothing wrong whatsoever. I got banned. I didn't even know I got banned. I didn't get no email. I didn't get no explanation, and I didn't get no chance to explain myself. I just got banned. So I hope you enjoyed watching. These have been really disappointing and lackluster, and I hate you all. The hardest part about this has been reading like the actual paragraphs and sentences because you guys don't use grammar and punctuation, and it hurt my head. But it was worth a try. So make sure you just try and send in your good funny drama stories, whatever related to Yu-Gi-Oh, using the email down below. Make sure not to use real names. Thank you.